Hi everybody, we're Group 1. My name's Alexandra Castillo.
Leticia Burgos.
And Amanda Cantu.
The graphic novel we chose was Coraline, written by Neil Gaiman. In the novel, the main character Coraline has just moved into a new home where she discovers a parallel world where she has an evil other mother. Within the novel, Coraline is persistent on rescuing her parents from her other mother and returning back home.
The reason we chose Coraline was because it can be integrated into any content area. For example, in mathematics, there are several ways to solve a problem, just like Coraline thought out several ways to escape her evil other mother. Furthermore, in science, we apply the scientific method in our real world, and Coraline did the same as she strategized her methods to returning home. Lastly, in language arts, the students will be able to enhance their knowledge by applying thematic ideas, analyzing newfound vocabulary, and creating graphic organizers.
Hi, I am Leticia and I will be integrating the novel Coraline into mathematics. In this lesson, the students from 7th grade will be learning about different ways to solve a linear equation and show the strategies when solving the equation. Is there more than one way to solve a linear equation? What is important to know when solving a linear equation? The students will find strategies to apply into mathematics as Caroline did in the novel. They will view mathematical problem solutions by searching for answers using a variety of tools, such as the web, textbooks, tradebooks, etc. The student will be able to explain how to incorporate different tools to come up with the right answer, and they will be able to identify relevant information when searching for answers. The materials needed will be graphic novel Coraline, textbook, computer, calculator, and a pencil. Applying the BDA instructional framework, before reading, the student will be introduced to different ways for solving a linear equation, using a diversity of strategies to come up with a solution. During reading, the student should pay close attention to the strategies used by Coraline to escape from the other mother and identify at least 3 that can be implemented in mathematics. After reading, the student should be able to implement at least 2 of the 3 different strategies learned during the reading.
Hi, I am Amanda and I will be integrating the graphic novel Coraline into language arts. In this lesson, the students from 9th grade are to discuss the theme for the graphic novel Coraline. The students will be able to identify unknown vocabulary and recognize their meanings. Students will be able to read and analyze the graphic novel Coraline and examine the movie Coraline. The students will then create a graphic organizer to compare and contrast the graphic novel and the movie. The materials needed will be the graphic novel Coraline, journal and pencil, markers, and a poster. Applying the BDA instructional framework, before reading, students will write down their prediction of the theme to the novel. The students will then participate in class discussion over what they predict the theme will be about and why. The students will volunteer and be assigned to read for each of the different characters from the novel. During the reading, the students are to write down unfamiliar words just read throughout the novel on their journal as we're reading. At the end of each chapter, the student will list out all of the unfamiliar vocabulary on the whiteboard and analyze each of the vocabulary words as a class. The students will be asked to participate in class discussion to justify if their prediction for the theme is correct or if they have changed their minds over their predicted theme throughout reading the novel. After reading, the students will then watch the movie Coraline and take down notes over the film. The students will be divided into groups of 3 and will be given markers and a poster to create their graphic organizer. After each group has filled out the compare and contrast graphic organizer to the best of their ability, they will then present to the rest of the class and explain their purpose for each bullet written on the graphic organizer.
Hi, my name is Alexandra and I will be integrating the novel Coraline into science. 9th grade students will be able to apply the scientific method into real-world applications. For learning objectives, the student will be able to apply real-world applications in the scientific method. The student will be able to develop a testable hypothesis based on the reading Coraline, and the student will be able to design their own experiment. The materials the student will need is the graphic novel Coraline, a composition book, and a pencil. For the BDA instructional framework, before reading, students will be asked to write a paragraph of what they know about the scientific method, and students will be asked to write examples about how they would incorporate the scientific method in the real world. During reading, Students will read up to Chapter 12 and develop a hypothesis on how they would catch the other mother's hand as if they were in Coraline's position. Students will continue reading the rest of the novel. Then they will compare their own plan to Coraline's and create a Venn diagram showing the similarities and differences between their own plan and Coraline's. After reading, the student will write a paragraph stating how they would have made their plan work better and how can Coraline's plan be applied into the scientific method.
These were just several examples on how the graphic novel Coraline can be applied. Nevertheless, we challenge you to incorporate any graphic novel into any content area.
Thank you for your time, and we hope you enjoyed this video.